YouTube family, what is up? So today in this video, I'm going to share with you how to virtually wholesale in 2024, step by step. So hopefully this is going to help you close your first deal, especially do it completely virtual. So which means you can literally wholesale from the comfort of your own home or wherever you're at. You can be in Bora Bora, the Caribbean, Tahiti's, doesn't matter. All you need is a laptop, a phone, and internet, and I'll show you how to do this from anywhere. You don't need a license. You don't need a realtor license. You don't need a degree. You don't need a GE, the D to actually do this. So let me show you, okay? So let me go ahead and once again, if you enjoy this, make sure, boom, smash that thumbs up. If you're new to the family, be sure to, boom, smash that subscribe button and then join the family. I just need to jump on Instagram so I can get IG family over here really quick. And then we should be good to go. So let me plug this in on Instagram. So YouTube family, so comment in the chat. Let me know where you're coming in at, and then we can rock it and roll. I'm going to try to get some IG family over to YouTube so that way we can have a little fun. But typically I don't do this. I did this like back in like 2023, and a lot of you said, Khang, what has changed since 2023 now that you're going to wholesale in 2024? So Instagram family, join me on YouTube. I'm going to show you how to virtually wholesale houses in 2024. What are some new tools, software that I'm using right now to be able to stay ahead of the game, ahead of the curve? I'm going to share that with you. So Instagram family, head over to YouTube. I'm going to end the live on Instagram. So go to YouTube, just go at Real King Khang. You should be able to find me, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it. For those of you who's on YouTube, comment in, let me know where you're coming in at, what city, what states, and I'll let you know what you need to do. All right, IG family, I'm out. Okay, so now the Instagram fam. Okay, so here is what we're going to do, okay? So step number one is that, so here's the website that I use to pull all of my data, all right? So for those of you who don't know, I have a team of 7 VAs that run a whole entire wholesaling business operations, and we do this completely virtual. All of them are from the Philippines, all right? Their English is just like mine, all right? And if you speak better English and all, dude, there should be no excuses. If they can close a deal all the way from the Philippines, so can you. I'm going to show you how to do it. So here's the website that I use, all right? It's called dealsformenow.com. And let me share with you why this software is extremely powerful. So you can, doesn't matter what city, what state you're in, you can pull a list of data, distressed property nationwide. Now, the difference between them and everybody else is that they actually comes out using AI to be able to detect, right? To be able to detect who is likely to sell the property in the next 90 days based on the age of the house and how long the owner have owned the property. So they'll be able to detect to see that this homeowner is going to be in a situation where they're going to sell the property in the next 90 days. And there's a video on the website that actually show you how to pull the list. But I'm going to share with you what lists I would target if I were you, depending on how much capital you have to invest. So this is the website, very powerful, all right? I know a lot of you have been using prop streams, but this one, man, take it to the next level. So here is the list that I pull. So once again, so if you use this, it is $97 a month. Now, let's just say, Khang, I don't have $97 a month. Let me tell you something, okay? If you can't come up with $97 a month to potentially make $10,000 or $20,000 on one wholesale deal, then maybe you need to ask yourself, do I have what it takes? You really don't. You can find something in your house that you can sell and get $97 a month to make that payment. Just my opinion. You can do Uber just one weekend, just one Saturday, and probably make $97, man. Just so you can fund, right? Fund your hustle, your business. It's 97 bucks a month, dude. You can stand in the street, dude. You can pick a corner and stand there and probably make $97 like that, bro. All right. So once again, if you're not willing to like do that to potentially make this, then honestly, you really don't have what it takes, in my personal opinion. All right. Now, there's another one that you can do. It's called D for D. All right, which is drive for dollar. Drive around your city, looking for some rundown houses, but it's still going to cost you money, gas. Well, some of you will say that. Oh, Khang, well, it's going to cost me gas money. Once again, dude, same thing. So D for D, drive for dollars. But once again, if I would just go ahead and use the data, don't worry about driving for dollars. I don't do it anymore. My VA would just pull a list. And here's a list that you pull. All right. So let's get into step number 2 is obviously what list do you target? Right? Once you go sign up, what list do you target? Number 1, I love vacant property. Vacant property, dude, it's a great list. All right. Owner doesn't live there anymore. Property is deteriorated. There's a lot of motivation. Vacant property. Okay. The next one I like is called tax lien. I'm literally giving you guys the blueprint to wholesale virtually and close your first deal without meeting the seller, the property right now. So if you enjoy this, boom, just smash that thumbs up, okay? So vacant tax lien, okay? You can also go on there and pull pre-foreclosure. And some of my most recent deal that we just closed, this is the software that I use, all right? So before anybody can get to the data, you get to target this homeowner 90 days in advance. And that, my friend, you have the upper advantage. I got to get some new pen out, okay? So vacant tax lien pre-foreclosure. And then I like to target also too is high equity, all right? High equity owner. So whether they live in states, out of states, in the property, without the property, it doesn't matter, dude. High equity absentee owner, and you want to pull everything that's 40% or more. I would just target tax lien, vacants, pre-foreclosure, high equity absentee owner, anyone with 40% or more. And if you want a bigger list, 30% or more, right? So the more, which means the more narrow you want the list, then you can list stack. And you can also do that on the website. List stacking means that maybe the property is vacant, but it's also have tax liens, okay? Or it's vacant and it's also in pre-foreclosure. That's called list stack. So which means you really narrow down your list if you list stack. So which means you don't have a whole lot of capital, right? Because you're going to take all the address. The next step you're going to do is you're going to skip trace. So let me share with you which platform I use, okay? But check that out. Equity owner, 30 to 40% or more. Once again, the more you increase the equity, the smaller your list get, right? Because now if you go 50% or more, the list gets even smaller. So which means you're saying if the property's worth 100,000, they only owe 50K, right? The list gets smaller. Okay, now you're ready for step number 3. So once you're able to pull the list, I would say you want to really zone in your target market. So maybe that's the next one we're going to talk about. You're doing all this from home. You don't have to leave your house to do this because you got the software to go there and pull the list. One push of a button, you get all the lists you want, okay? So now let's get on to the next one, okay? So the next one is now we gotta focus on zoning in into a certain market. Because a lot of you will be like, well, Khang, where I live, you know, price of houses are in the millions. You don't want to target anything that's in the millions. Okay? So here's what you're going to target. You're going to pick a city, okay, within your states, the city, or even down to the county. Okay? I would say city or down to the county. And you want the population to be at least between 100 to 500K in population. That's how big, okay, that you want to go. And then anything, dude, anybody, anything with between 100 to 500,000 in ARV. That's what you want to target, okay? Now you got your target audience, I guess your target, right, people. The next thing you're going to do is now that you pull the list, I would say if you really want to see results, you want to get the list as big as you can. You want your list to be between like 5 to 10,000. That's how big of a list you want. Okay? Now that you got the list, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to skip trace. Okay? So as you can see, step number 3 is we're going to skip trace the list. And here's the skip tracing software that I use. Okay? So if you go to True, this is for those of you who don't have the money. So True, T-R-U-E, truepeoplesearch.com. It is free, but you get what you pay for. Because if it's free, then it's probably not very accurate. But truepeoplesearch.com. Okay? That's free. Now, if you got some money, okay, then here's what I would do to skip trace. Go to skip and flip. Skipandflip.com. So right now, this software right here is what we've been using. It's in beta mode, so you're probably really getting a really, really good price on it. If you see this video, you're probably getting a really good price on this. It's probably going to go up pretty soon, but I decided to share with you guys. All right, go to Skip and Flip, take the list, upload it, boom, one push of a button, it'll give you all the property address, or I'm sorry, phone number. Okay, take the entire list, upload it, and let's just say you'll be like, well, Khang, I don't got the money to skip trace. Then you would have to sit there, boom, truepeoplesearch.com, and just pound the phone one by one. Okay? So if you don't get the money, then you got to go with the freeway, truepeoplesearch.com. Now that you skip trace, you got the whole entire list. I'm going to go quite fast because I also have a seller that I want to call as well, and I'm going to show you guys how to get on the phone and negotiate with the seller. Okay? Now that you skip trace, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to give you 2 options. Now that you got a list, a phone number, email address, here's what you do. Okay? So there's 2 options. Okay? Option 1 is I like to cold call them. Okay? So this is the 2 things that my VA are doing right now. Once they got the list, they got the phone number, boom. 1, upload the list, get the phone number, cold call. Number 2 is you can send them what's called SMS. So if you got some money, if you got the money and you're like, hey, you work at a job and maybe your schedule is like, it's not convenience, right, for you to call the seller, then I would do SMS. Because now that you got the money, you're literally just playing the fishing game, which means once I got the list, I just send them what's called a text blast. I just blast the entire list and just saying, hey, my name is this. Don't say I'm interested. We are interested. So that way it makes it seem like you work for a company or you work with a group of investors. We're interested in buying your property for cash or making you a free, no risk, no obligation cash offer. If you're interested, boom, call me or text me back. So now you blast them out. You're just waiting for them to call you back. Okay, and a lot of you ask me, so Khang, what text platform do you use? Well, here you go. Go to batchleads.io/WTM. Okay, I'm giving you guys all the software, the tools that I use. You go there, you upload the list, boom, one push of a button, send all the message to all the people, one genetic message. Whoever respond, guess what? That's the person you get on the phone. You pick out the time, you get off work, you get on the phone, call them back, negotiates, lock that property in the contract. Okay? So the next thing is now that you got, let's just say you and the seller talk, you went back and forth, boom, you got an offer, they accept your offer. Here's the software that I use called DocuSign. Some of you might be familiar with it. DocuSign.com is where you send the seller, okay, the contract for them to sign electronically. So far you haven't even left your house. All right, call the seller up. Once they accept it, use this right here. Send them the document, the purchase and sale contract. Boom, they can sign it electronically. So to eliminate all of your excuses, I will also make sure that I'll put my free contract. I'll hook you guys up with a purchase and sale contract. the assignment contract, the double closing contract. I'll give you all the contract that you need to be successful in wholesaling. I'll leave it in the descriptions right down below after the live is over. Okay? So DocuSign.com. Okay, that's where you send it. Once the seller signs, sends you back, the next thing you're going to do is you're actually going to send that into a local title company. Okay? And then you're going to send it to a local title company. At this time, what you're doing is that you open up escrow. Okay? Along with your earnest money deposit. And your earnest money deposit, your EMD, can be as little as $10. For me right now, every contract that I sign, I just automatically puts in $250. But for you, it could be as little as just $10. You open up escrow, boom. Now the contract becomes legally binded. Okay? Here's the next step. Now that you got the property in the contract, well, we're going to find the buyer for the deal. So I'm going to share with you where you find the buyer. Now, once again, all of this is done completely virtual. You send it to the title company, you email to them. You don't have to bring it to them. For the earnest money deposit, all you need to do is ask them to send you a wire instruction. And then you just wire it to them. It probably costs you more than, it costs you $20 to wire in your EMD. Okay? So now we're going to find buyers. So let's just say you got a property on a contract with the seller. So here's how it actually looked. So let's just say you found the seller, you got the property on a contract for $100,000. And you want to make $20,000 on it. Okay? And here's you. Okay? So you want to make $20,000 on that deal. So you're going to send it out to your buyer for $120K. Make sense? Property is under contract for $100,000. You want to make $20K. So you send it out, okay, to find the buyer, and you're going to send it out for $120,000. And here are all the things you need to do to find the buyer. Number one is called Craigslist. Okay? I think we all know Craigslist. But when you post it on Craigslist, you don't want to put the property address. You just don't put the house number. Because you got to filter and qualify your buyer first. Got to get on the phone with them. You got to make sure that they are legit. Because a lot of them are on there scamming. They go behind your back. They're trying to steal your deal. So you don't want to put the address of the property. Just say that it's in a certain neighborhood. Just put the street. Because if they're legit, if they really invest in that area, the house flipper, they will know, right? Just like if you're like, oh, boom, dude, I know that area. I know how much the house go for. I like it. And then just put your phone number and ask them if they want more information to reach out to you. You got to put pictures and everything like that. And a lot of you will be like, well, Khang, how do I get pictures if I don't live in the area? Easy. There's a company called WeGoLook.com. It's almost like Uber for investor. WeGoLook.com. It's a company that actually goes out there. They will do the inspection for you. They'll take picture for you on behalf. They'll send someone out. Doesn't matter what city, what state you're in. But they don't, the problem with them is they don't work with an individual. They only work if you have a company because they ask you to send in your LLC, your document. They don't work with an individual. Okay? But they only charge like $100 or something like that to get someone to go out there, take picture on your behalf. Or you can now network with some local investor, realtor, or maybe you have aunt, cousin, family member that lives in that area. You can ask them to go out there to take pictures. But before I do any of that, typically I tell my VA, they will reach out to the seller and ask the seller to send you a picture. Okay? You use them if you just can't do it, or you don't have anybody in the area, or if the property is vacant. Then this is probably the company you want to use. But first you would ask the seller, but let's just say the property is rented. Ask the seller will ask the renter. It's not that hard to get picture. They can email to you, they can text it to you, no problem. Okay, but you do need to build foot on the ground. So you need to have someone there to actually facilitate the showing, which we're going to talk about next. Okay, so Craigslist. The next thing is Facebook Marketplace, okay, to find buyers. Facebook Marketplace, same thing. If you post the deal online, you just got to make sure, all right, that you don't put the property address on, you don't put out the property address. You got to qualify your buyer first. You got to make sure that they're legit, that they're not going to quit. Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, okay? Let me erase this, okay? A next one is called, there's a website called myhousedeal.com. myhousedeal.com. This buyers nationwide. You can market your deal on this. They have hundreds of thousands of people, okay? myhousedeal.com. Another one, okay, let me erase this. We're getting out of control. Okay. You guys got all of that? myhousedeal.com. The next one is your local REIA, R-E-I-A. Your local REIA. Google them. Local REIA. Google them up. Okay? That's where you network with all the wholesaler. You find your buyer. You find contractor at that local REIA. Okay? The next one is Google. Just Google, we buy houses, man. That's all you need to do. Right now, I want you guys to pull up your phone and type in we buy houses, whatever city, whatever state you're in, right now. Guess what comes up, my friend? Guess. Investor, house flipper, right? They're marketing their website. Dude, that's your buyer right there, baby. Call them up and said, hey, seems like you guys buy houses in this area. I just got a property in a contract. Don't say that you're going to wholesale. Just say I got a property in contract. My partner and I, you know, we also do the same thing, but we got a deal right now that we can't, right, move forward because our capital is tied up. We're interested. Would you want to take a look at it and let us know if you would be interested in it, right? We can assign the deal over to you, right? So ask them if they would be interested in it. Boom, there you go. Now, now let me take you guys back to all the way back to the website that I use. This is where you can get all your buyers, to be honest. Just go to Deals for Me Now. Once again, that same website that you pull the list. The same website that you pull your list for the stressed property. They access the MLS. They have data like the MLS. And here's what you do. Dude, this is so powerful. I don't care what city, what states you in, nationwide. Let me show you what this website does. It's, okay, here is exactly what you do, okay? So this website is also the same website. Let me write this. The same website that my VA use to get all of our cash buyer. Deals for me now.com. And here's exactly what you need to do when you want to pull your cash buyer. You just put in your target. Okay, just put in your target property address. Okay? Just put in your target property address, whatever it is that you just got under contract. So typically you want to pull everything half a mile. And if you can't find any transaction happens, then it'll be the mile. And then all you need to do, my friend, is pull all the cash transaction. Because on that website, there's criteria that you can click cash, boom, cash transaction. Anything that happened within the last 6 months or the last 12 months, all you need to do is punch in your property address, one click of a button. My gosh, man. It will spits out all the address, all the buyers that bought the property in the last 6 months, the last 12 months, in the whole entire states if you wanted to. If you want to build up your big cash buyer list, push, boom. It'll give you all the buyers in your whole entire states if you wanted to. But typically, we just want to target that area, right? So typically within a half a mile or mile radius, now you get all that. You take the info, you skip trace, call the buyer up, pitch them your deal. And that is it. So once you found the buyer, okay, once you found the buyer, my friend, cash buyer. So here's how you set up the showing on the property. So the number one is when you want to go wholesaling virtually, you got to be able to have foot on the ground. Okay, foot on the ground. Which means this is the person, it could be another wholesaler, it could be a realtor. And typically I pay them between $50 to $100, sometimes $150, depending on how far the property is. And they would go out there, and we call them the facilitator. So your foot on the ground is your facilitator. Could be somebody you know, could be your aunt, your uncle, your brother, your sister, whatever it is. But they're not going to make $50 an hour. They're not going to make $100 an hour. They're not going to make $150 an hour, right? All it takes is about 1 hour, and they're going to go out there on behalf of you, your company, to facilitate the showing. So here's a seller, okay? And they're going to go out there, and they're just going to show the property on your behalf. The buyer's going to show up. You're going to prep the seller up and say, hey, my partner or my contractor, my inspector, whatever it is going to show up a certain day, certain time. And then you're going to get on the phone with the buyer and let them know that, hey, my facilitator, one of my team members, John, is going to be there to facilitate the show and make sure everything goes smoothly. You can ask the seller any question you want, but when it comes to like the price, you know, please be professional. That's something that you discuss with us. You can ask them about the condition of the property, whatever it is, look at whatever it is that you want to look at, right? Because you don't want the buyer to be like you're holding anything back from them, right? But you just tell them, please be professional. You can talk about the price afterward, okay? Level said deals is not coming up, dude, because you missed the now, bro. Dealformenow.com. Come on, man. Shit. Here, let me click on the link here so you guys can see here. That's the website. Dealsformenow.com. Mike said, because it's deal for me. Some of you, my God, man. Some of you, dude. So, okay. So you get the foot on the ground. You facilitate the showing. Once you get the buyer, they're ready to go. Here is what they sign. They sign an assignment agreement. They do not sign a purchase and sale agreement. They sign what's called an assignment agreement. Once again, after this live is over, I'm going to hook you guys all up with the contract for free. Link will be right in the description. But they sign an assignment agreement. Now, the key here is that you want to make sure that the buyer have skin in the game. Okay? Is that you want them to drop off the bigger non-refundable, the better. Typically, dude, I go with $5,000. Non-refundable, which means if they ever back out, get cold feet, boom, lose the $5K. They do not give you the $5K. This $5Ks go into the title company, okay, TC. It goes into the title company, the same title company that you open your escrow account with the seller, and then the title company, my friend, will do the rest of the work. And when you do this virtually, here is how the virtual closing work. The title company is going to do all the work, man. The title company is going to reach out to the seller. Let me erase this, okay? Let me erase this, and I'm going to show you exactly how this works. Completely virtual, okay? And this is why it doesn't matter what city, what state you're in. If you want to go and wholesale in a different states, you can too. And once you know how to wholesale virtually, you're not limited and you're not trapped to your city or just a certain state. You know what I mean? Like you're not trapped in the box. You know that you got the whole US of A in the palm of your hand. So here's the title company, okay? TITLE, the title company. Here's the buyer, okay? Here's your buyer. Here's your buyer. Here's you. What time is it? What time is it? What time is it? 12:17, okay. Here's you. Got about another 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I also want to call a seller. So here's the seller, okay? Maybe the seller will be different. Okay, title company, seller, you. Here's what's going to happen, okay? What's going to happen is the title company is going to reach out to the buyer. They're going to call the buyer up, and the buyer's going to bring in the $120K, right? So the buyer's going to schedule a time with the title company. The title company do all of this without you. They're going to reach out to the buyer. Okay, the buyer's going to bring in the $120,000, whether they wire it in, they bring a cashier check, it's none of your business, okay? So the title company is going to call the buyer. Let's just say that the buyer lives out of state. Don't matter. Let's just say that the buyer lives in California, but they're buying it. The property in Virginia. Okay, it doesn't matter. The title company is going to send a person called mobile notary. So a mobile, and this works exactly the same thing when you buy a property out of state. You don't have to fly over to that title company, okay, to actually close on the deal. So the title company is going to send what's called a mobile notary. That person goes out there to verify that you are legit. So every single time when you buy a property, they do not do electronic signature. They need a wet signature. They need wet. Someone, the mobile notary, to witness that you are who you are, you say you are. Boom, sign it. Then you wire in, the buyer wire in the 120. Same thing, they're going to do the same thing to the seller, right? But what you don't want to do is you want to tell the title company, I do not want the seller and the buyer to show up to the title company at the same time. You guys, this is very, very important because this mistake right here could cost you your deal. If not, it costs a bunch of drama. Okay? So you tell the title company, it doesn't matter if they want the seller to sign first or the buyer to sign first, but there should be a 30 minutes or an hour apart, which means the buyer and seller should not be at the same title company. You need to let your title company know that. Okay? Very important. So now the buyer got the 120 from the buyer. They're going to obviously send it, wire it $100,000 to the seller. And then the leftover, which is the 20K, there's two ways that you can receive this payment. They can either send you a cashier check or they can wire it to you. It's totally up to you. But that's exactly how this is done. Any question, drop in the chat. But boom, there we go. Now I am going to call the seller up, man. Who wants to hear me talk to the seller? I got a seller I got to call as well. So let me take a few questions and we're done. Okay, once again, for those of you who's like, Khang, this is really good. Do you have anything that goes even into more details, more in-depth, the driving for dollar, all of that? Here's, for those of you who's like, Khang, maybe you just want to grab a course. Now listen, this is not for everybody, but it might be something for you. So if you just want to grab the course, just go to WTMFam.com. Okay. Now, for those of you who would be like, Khang, I want to work with you and your team. I want to be coached by you guys. You need more of a hands-on training to build, grow, scale, and escape your wholesaling business. So I don't care if you're new or you're experienced, but if you're working in your business, you're grinding all the time, then we need to help you put team, system, process, and automation in place. And that's what allows me to only work 1 hour a day, making $6-figure a month, because my VA is doing everything. Because right now I'm on the live with you. I'm not working in the business. My VA is pounding the phone, calling the seller, locking property on a contract. I meet with them every single morning for 1 hour to go over everything about it. And then if they have any question, I'm done for the day. Unless something comes up, they call me. Otherwise, they're not. So if you're more of a hands-on, you need that hands-on direct mentorship, then go to coachwithkhang.com. Fill out the application, get on the phone with my team, and see how we can help you out. Okay, let's take a couple questions and let's rock and roll. But if you just like, hey, Khang, I'm good with a course, just go to WTMFam.com. Okay. Jose said, how do you find buyer without making it sound like you're stalking them at their property? I don't know what you mean. How do you find buyers without making it sound like you're stalking them at their property? Jose, like your question, dude, I don't even know what you're talking about. I just shared with you all the sites already. All right. And if they are a house flipper, dude, and you bring them deal, they would love you, bro. They would love you. So I don't know what you mean by stalking them. Doesn't even make sense. Let me see here. Daniel said, do you call for the title company? Yes, you do. So you would, but the best way to actually, Daniel, find a title company that knows how to do these kind of transactions is actually to leverage other people's resource. So go to Facebook Marketplace, or, there's Facebook group, your local RIA, all right? There's many fake group that you can join online and just ask them, who do you use to close your wholesale deal? And I promise you, boom, a bunch of people will tell you who they use in that market. There you go. That's the best way to do it instead of you pound the phone calling around. That's what I did when I first started, because nobody told me there's a shortcut. The shortcut is leverage other people's resource that they have already done. No. Let me see here. Yes, correct. Lance, make sure it's a friendly title company. So you need to ask them, do they know how to do this transaction? Hey, do you guys do assignment transaction? Assignment. They probably sometimes don't know if you use the word wholesale. They might not know. You can tell them that, but they would understand the word assignment. So I'm getting a prop in a contract. You can tell them, I'm getting a prop in a contract, right? And I'm going to assign it to another buyer in that time period before we close. I'm going to try to find a buyer to close on that. Do you guys do that? They will tell you either yay or nay. Make sense? Okay, let me try to call the seller up really quick here. Who wants to hear that? Comment in the chat and let me know. So watch how I close this seller. Well, hopefully I can. So hold on a second. Let me see here. Once again, for everyone that's watching, if you enjoy this, please show your boy King Khang some love. Boom, smash that thumbs up. If you're new to the family, be sure to boom, smash that subscribe button. Also, too, if you haven't followed me on Instagram or anywhere else, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, boom, right there. All right. So let me call the seller up really quick here. There is a seller. And I only do this. The only reason why I'm calling the seller right now is for you guys. My VA would have took over and like, I don't even need to do it. And that's the power. Once you have system, process, and a team in place, you're working on your business instead of in your business, you have a lot more time to do the things you want to do. Here we go. And let me know if you guys can hear this, okay? Can you guys hear that? I got to put it close to my mic. Can you guys hear that? He's afraid to pick it up because I'm on the phone.
This is Jason.
Hey, Jason. Good afternoon. This is Khang with Fast Property Solutions. I'm one of the purchase managers. Jason's supposed to call you regarding your property there at 9620. Am I catching you at a good time?
It's tough, so. What's going on?
Yeah. So basically, Jason, I know you chat with one of our gal already about you're interested in selling that property. And I'm actually one of the purchase managers supposed to call you back and kind of go over all the information that we have. And, obviously present you with the cash offer. And hopefully together we can come to an agreement on a fair price that work for you and work for us. And if it's not, then I understand that, obviously we can go separate ways. Does that sound good?
Yep, sounds good.
Fantastic. How's your Tuesday going so far?
Good. I'm just down at a pharmacy down in Denver. So.
Okay. Well, one thing I can tell you that I'm so happy that the snow went away. It was good for a while, but it was a little too much.
No, are you located in Seattle or are you somewhere else?
No, we're located in Bellingham, but we buy property all in Washington State.
Okay.
So let me go over some information really quick with you here, Jason. So Jason, beside getting the right price for the property, which obviously we know that's very important to you, but beside getting the right price for the property, what is another reason that you would consider selling this property?
I don't know. I've been here 10 years and 4 relationships and a lot of memories I'd like to get away from.
Gotcha. Okay. So you've been at the property. So you own it for about 10 years?
Yeah.
How's the neighborhood and everything, Jason?
Good. It's probably one of the better neighborhoods in Gig Harbor. Oh,
nice. Okay. And Jason, if we can agree on a price that work for you and work for us, do you know roughly what time or when you like to sell and close escrow on the property?
I don't know, like a month or two to be able to get my stuff out and get everything kind of situated.
Gotcha. Okay. So if we can agree on a price that work for you and work for us, if setting the closing, if we do like 60 to 90 days or sooner, would that be okay with you?
Yeah, 90 days would probably work better.
Okay.
For obvious reasons.
Nice. Okay, so I will make a note on that. So 90 days would be
Well, 60 to 90 is fine.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna go over some info. So, okay, now Jason, I'm gonna go over some information on the property with you. Okay, if anything that is incorrect, you please let me know. Okay.
Okay.
Because I know the girls took some notes on the property here, and sometimes it can be off. So I just want to make sure that obviously everything is correct. Hold on a second. Let me see here. Let me pull it up really quick. For some reason, okay. Now, Jason, before we get into that, do you know roughly what the property's worth in today's market?
It's worth about probably around $750.
Okay, 7 or 750. And is that in Jason? Is that in assets condition, or is that after we fix the property up?
That's probably as is condition. I mean, a lot of the values in the 2.1 acres. I mean, it's basically some of the last undeveloped land.
I see. Okay. Now, what do you think that it's worth if we were to go in there and really update the property, and make it really look really, really nice?
Probably $1 million, 1.2.
Oh, dang. Okay. So you're thinking about one.
Well, you got to understand, it's. I mean, the property's like. The property, it's a very big chunk of property,
right?
In an area where you cannot buy big chunks of property.
Gotcha. Okay. I wonder, Jason, I don't know if you know this. Do you think that we would be able to subdivide the land or no?
So I went through and did basically a thing, and there is one buildable lot on the back.
Oh.
There's a big chunk of the back area is like past where.
Sure.
There's basically past a certain point, and it becomes wetlands.
Okay.
But the study that I just did has basically one buildable lot area.
Okay. So which means that we can keep the existing house. The existing house would be on a bigger lot, and then there will be an extra lot that we can break off in the back that we can potentially build another house on there.
Yeah, so the main issue is that they got inconclusive results on the area right near where the street is. So when they redid the street, they originally had it just being like curb all the way down.
Yep.
I went and talked to the construction guys and got them to add the driveway on that lower piece of property. So it's got a driveway already set up, and I already got like a gate set up there. And I mean, they're saying that area right as you drive in might be wetlands, but it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, because there's no vegetation there. There's no standing water. So it doesn't really make any sense to me. But they said the results were inconclusive, and I have to wait till spring before they can come out and retest for me.
Oh, dang. Okay.
So it had, I believe it was 8,000 square foot. It was 8,000 or 9,000 square foot of buildable area.
Okay.
But they were waiting on whether or not we could access it via the driveway area, which I'm pretty sure you can, but I don't have
obviously a firm answer on it. I see.
Yep, not yet.
Got it. Nope, Jason, I appreciate all the information. That really helps. So thank you.
I can give you guys that report as well.
Okay, cool. I will definitely. Okay, that'll be awesome. I'll make a note of that. So Jason, let's go over the property I got here. So it's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. Actually 2 full bath, 2,800 square feet, obviously 2.1 to 2.2 acres, 2-car garage, detached. Is there a mortgage that we need to pay off on it, Jason?
Yeah, so I think it's 312 is what I still owe on.
Okay, so 312,000, got it. And Jason, regarding like the repairs and the updates on the house, so what kind of repair updates or work do you think that we would have to do to the property after we buy from you?
Well, I mean, the paint is in fairly good
You guys,
condition.
if you enjoy this, please.
Paint it just to kind of update
boom,
everything.
Smash the thumbs up.
The kitchen is kind of dated, but I mean, everything's in good repair.
Okay.
You know, I installed 5 years ago, an indoor, outdoor.
Like, do you guys like this? So like me calling Tonta seller? You feel like you got a lot of. Got you. Okay.
So the outside is just cement board right now.
You see how I just ask questions, like I just asked? By a lot of you, what you do is you're assuming, and you see how I control the phone?
everything works
by asking
great.
him questions. He answer. I answer the question. I come back with a question. Just listen. Listen to the conversation.
I mean, it's kind of dated in places, but everything is pretty functional. I mean, I don't know. I don't really see too many issues.
Okay, gotcha. So, I mean, Jason, like, if you were to give me like your best guess, how much do you think it would cost, like, to actually fix up the property, update it, and make it look like really nice again?
I don't know. I was probably thinking like to get everything updated, because one thing that I was planning on doing this spring was converting the carport. I'm not sure if
you see how I don't tell them what it's going to cost to fix it up.
Carport off to the side, but I was going to finish framing that and install garage doors. I think that would kind of go a long ways to make it look more updated. But I mean, for the most part, man, I mean, it's. I don't know. I mean, I think it's
so basically, he hasn't given me a number, right?
I mean, the area is amazing.
Get the number.
It's one of the most expensive zip codes in Washington State.
Nice. Okay. So, I mean, Jason, if you were to give me like a ballpark of how much it would cost to update it, are we talking about like 20 to 30,000, less than 40? What are we talking about?
Well, it really depends on if you guys are kind of come in and do the work yourself, or if you're.
We typically have a crew.
Oh man, you could probably do it for 30 grand.
Okay.
Get everything to the point of you being happy.
Gotcha.
I mean, because you got to understand, like today's costs. I mean, it's whatever the price of material.
Dude, it's going to cost way more than that. 2,800 square feet. So, I mean, we're talking about like more like 60 G's.
Twice that amount is what you got to add to it. So cost of materials being a third of total cost.
Makes sense.
So if you guys are coming in with your own crew,
but you always agree. Always agree.
Materials, if you wanted to frame everything in and make it just, I mean, absolutely, like, I don't know. Everyone has a different idea of what good is.
Got it. Okay, so, but Jason, so you're thinking about right around 30,000.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, nice. And I think you already mentioned what the property. So, Jason, how much are you looking to get for the property?
Well, I'd like probably 650, but I think the most realistic is probably 6.
Okay. So 600,000 for the property. So, Jason, let me share with you a little bit about what we do and kind of what our company offer. I know that, so we are willing to buy the property in as-is condition. So we'll take all the repairs, all the work, all the updating, anything needed to be done onto the property. You know, our whole goal when we buy, anybody's property is to make sure that this is a hassle-free sale for you. So when you do move, you take whatever you want with you, whatever you don't want, you can leave it behind. So I guess with that being said, Jason, like, what's the best you can do for us as far as the price?
Well, the current situation, you know, in today's market is that if I were to leave and get out of the current interest rate I have, what would I be able to get into going forward? And would it be an upgrade or even like equivalent or similar?
Right.
And so, there's basically that 600 point is really kind of like the lowest I could go, just because really, I mean, everything's expensive as hell out there.
Yeah, no, you're right. The interest rate that I think the interest rate has fallen quite a bit compared to obviously last year. And Jason, the interest rate that you currently have right now is what, 3%, 4%?
2.79.
Dang. Okay, you did good. You did really good.
I was at the very bottom, and that was with a cash out refinance. I mean, originally,
good for you.
My original loan was 201.
I see. So you took it out to rehab the property up, or what?
No, I took it. So I do a lot of things with stock market.
Do you see how now we talk like a friend? Like he's going to tell me everything.
At 2.79%, I reinvest money in a dividend stock that's currently paying 12%.
Wow, good for you.
12% off of borrowed money.
Oh, good for you. What a killer move. And what's crazy is that the timing, that's what impressed me. Because a lot of times, you just never know what the bottom is, but you timed it really well.
well, what I really should have done was it was kind of an experiment, but I should.
This is how you build rapport, guys. I've never met him. I've never seen the property. A lot of you don't know how to build rapport with the phone. Like you have to go see the people, dude. Get better talking.
If I would have pulled out, I could have pulled out about $500,000, and then I'd be making $5,000 a month off of the borrowed money.
Dang. Okay. So when you did the cash out, obviously the bank sent an appraiser out. How long ago was that, Jason?
It was, God, it had to be, it was 9/9/2023.
Okay.
Is when it closed.
Wow. Okay. And what did they appraise for the property at that time?
It was just, I mean, it was between 7 and 8.
Okay, so 700,000-800,000. Okay.
I mean, my memory is very short, so I mean,
Same here.
Because it was 2020. I mean, we're talking
Right.
about 4 years ago.
Right. Now, so I mean, here, Jason, here's something that I know that our company don't do a lot for people, but I think that I can get my my team manager to do this for you. Is that what if I can get him to take care of all the closing costs and all the fees? So this includes the excise tax, the transfer tax, the title insurance. If there's any commissions, we'll be the one who's going to pay for it. So we'll take care of all the closing costs, all the fees, pay everything off, pay off the existing mortgage of $312,000. I guess what I like to know from you, Jason, is like what's the absolute lowest you think that you would consider as a walkaway net to you in your pocket would be after everything's said and done?
Well, I mean, I'd really like to have, I mean, my absolute best, I mean, I would love to have 300,000. And let me tell you the reason, why is because I would turn around and throw that money into dividend and bond stocks at 10 to 12% return.
Smart.
And then I can use that money to just go rent a place and I wouldn't have anything out of pocket. So I'd be net out of the mortgage, and then I would basically use that money invested in order to basically pay my living expenses
and live for rent free, just based off the interest.
Basically, so like I have a travel job, and I basically, just kind of bounce around.
Yeah.
So, my net goal of life is to basically get to the point where through investments and dividend stocks to have kind of residual income to be able to maintain that lifestyle without really being employed.
Jason, smart. I might just have to go work for you.
Well, I mean, I worked for Amazon for the last 10 years.
Oh, nice.
So
what do you do?
Right now, I'm a launch program manager, and I do all the specialty engineering behind all the specialty sites around North South America, and I just took over the EU.
Oh,
so,
dang.
I mean, I'm at a point now where all my Amazon stock and everything, I'm just kind of letting it ride. Because, it's obviously still rising. But my goal is to basically swap that all over into dividend stocks eventually and just basically retire early. I mean, I'm 41 now, and
you sound great. Okay.
Probably by 45, if I can kind of get to a point of having basically $1 million would allow me about 120,000, between 100 and 120,000 a year.
Dang.
Income.
Good for you. I actually just turned 40 in January this year. So you're like a year older than me, but I think that you have a better plan than me.
Well, I mean, a lot of people look at doing, properties, and I explain, like, people's goal is to own property, and I'm like, well, if you own a single family home, it's unless you're using it as an investment property, renting it out,
you gotta stroke the ego.
Not. I mean, you're
make them feel good,
make money off of that property is if your equity goes up. And you look at the price of properties right now, where the American dream is now only for the rich.
That's
There's only one direction for things to go. They can keep going up, but then you look at the future where all the baby boomers are.
Dude, I'm running out of time, so I gotta close him up. Got it.
Increases in homes on the market in the next 10 years.
Right.
I mean, there's, the things just don't feel sustainable.
Correct. Nope. I definitely agree with you. Hey, Jason, if you don't mind me ask, like, I know you mentioned you work for Amazon. Do you need a degree to do that?
You don't. So if you get in the door and you work there for 2 years,
okay, nice,
without a degree, then you can basically go anywhere. Everything is like a degree or 2 years experience for Amazon. Okay. So if you take just about any job, get into operations.
I'm just building rapport.
Just about anything. Get in as a tech. I mean, depending on how handy you are,
right?
You basically spend your 2 years, and then you can move into just about any like managerial role, program management.
Nice.
Just about anything. And that's what I do. I don't have a degree.
Oh, nice. Okay. Hey, Jason. Also, too, is do you know like what's the starting pay?
Well, it just really depends. I mean, if for program managers, about 120, 140,000 a year.
Oh, dang. How much are you getting paid now?
I'm right around there, 145.
Dang, okay. God, man, sounds really good. Got it.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, a lot of it is in stock, and I mean, there's variable compensation, and things that happen, but
Well, I gotta say, Jason, good for you. So, Jason, here's kind of where we're at. So here's the number that I got back from my research, or I guess my finance department, Jason. And please let me know if this works for you or not. And once again, just hopefully we can work something together. If not, it's completely fine. But if you can just let me yay or nay, that'd be great. So, since we are going to come in all cash, Jason, we're going to obviously buy the property all cash, and we can close on the date of your choice. 60, I'll make a note on there, 60 to 90 days or sooner. And we'll take care of all the closing costs, all the fees, paying off the mortgage. The number I got here, Jason, is like, so would you consider $250,000 net to you in your pocket after everything's said and done?
250 net.
Net to you.
I am going to have to run some numbers and think about it.
Okay. So, Jason, so I know that we're at 250. I mean, I can hear from your tone of voice already. It's probably too low for you. And I know 300, it's probably too high for us. Where do you think, Jason, like what's the least you would be for us to go ahead and move forward to do this deal today?
I mean, I don't know. Right in the middle sounds like something that, I want to run the numbers first.
Sure.
I mean, I need to, as soon as I hit the hotel tonight, I can probably like run through all the numbers and kind of do cost benefit analysis. The idea, of course, has to be that I need to be able to afford to get into something else and actually have a place to live. Nope, makes sense. It needs to be a net positive. So,
correct. So if you say that we split the difference, so which means that we're looking at so for this to work, Jason, I would have to get an approval from my team manager of $275,000 net to you. We take care of all the closing costs, all the fees, any commissions. We would have to handle that as well, taking over the property assets and get this closed for you in 60 to 90 days. So if I can get that approved with my team manager, Jason, are you ready to get the paperwork done and sell your property?
Yeah, at 275, I think that's doable.
You got it. Jason, can you give me like 30 minutes? I will call a meeting with my team manager. I will obviously, try to pitch this to them. And if I can get that approved, I'm going to call you back in about 30 minutes and let you know either way, if it's something that we can make it work or not. But if somehow I can actually sell them on it, get them on board, you are ready to get the paperwork done and sell your property, right?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Jason, I will call you back in about 30 minutes, okay?
All right, sounds good.
I appreciate you, Jason. Have a good one. Talk to you in 30 minutes. Bye. That, my friend, is how you freaking do it. Every single time when I get on the phone, boom! Dude, every single time when I close a deal, I feel like a freaking badass, man. And honestly, when you're able to do something like that, man, when you're able to build up a skill set like that, you know that you can go anywhere. You drop me in any city, any state, you get me on the phone, boom, game over. Anyways, you guys, once again, I appreciate each and every single one of you. I hope this video added a lot of value to you, but I got to run. Until next time, you guys, take care, and let's go get this money, this deal right here, $45,000 deal. Boom! Later, guys.